think we've had several attempts by media, by other sources, to sort of poison the well of OPEC in the context of unity, in the context of coherence, consistency. And so what this message today is essentially focused on the fact that unity is as good as it can be. You have record cuts by the two largest producers. The fact that Russia has come in to cut through the summer, which is sort of counter-seasonal and quite unusual, tells you that the alliance of OPEC Plus is very strong. But moreover, that what Saudi is trying to achieve here is mitigating downside volatility, not necessarily trying to protect constantly a price that the market wishes there was, or some sort of put option. I think this is very much anchored on giving stability to the market as opposed to a price target per se, and therefore getting Russia involved is absolutely consistent with that.
Christian, 30 seconds here. This was exactly what we heard a year ago in the onset of the war in Ukraine from a lot of the shale heads of shale over at CERAWeek. Has anything changed in that investment case? You're saying that shale has normalized. To what extent is that true?
To what extent it's true is that the volume growth that we're seeing this year, ultimately you see headlines like record volumes for this year. That's what we expected, but the rate of change has gone from 1.5, 1.6 down to now 600 to 700,000 barrels. That is called normalization. And the one thing I'd argue is that when you look at how the Saudis have managed their barrels and their fields out 200 years, they have optimized their geology brilliantly. You look what happens in shale the last 10 years, they've blown up, they've fracked very aggressively, and so that productivity, you reap what you sow, is slowing. As that productivity slows because of the way they dealt with those wells, forget how much, that's probably what's going to come out first. Then you have higher interest rates. If interest rates stay high, flow of capital stays limited. That will be the main bottleneck for shale growth. You just can't access the dollars that you used to grow volumes in the way you used to. That's, I'd argue, structurally changed over the long term.